Welcome back. You're listening to Cindy Laverty Show. Thanks for staying with us. My guest today is Matt Walker. We're talking about his new book, Adventure in Everything. Okay, Matt, we were talking about high endeavor, and you know what that means. So let's go to the next. Are we ready to move on to uncertain outcome?
I was going to add one more thing about the high endeavor, and so this is kind of the key piece to carry forward. Is that the high endeavor is at its core is about connecting your personal values with action.
Okay, good.
So, and just it's that 50-50 split of your heart and your head, your cognitive thinking with your emotional being, connecting those things together and bringing them forward into an action.
Okay. And then the next part of this is uncertain outcome, which is scary stuff for people.
Yes, I think I probably spend more time talking about uncertain outcome than any of the other ones. This is the one that's not very fun to talk about. But I do encourage you, if you think about uncertain outcome, to think about the pieces in your life that have the most meaning.
Yeah.
And those experiences are directly tied to uncertain outcome.
Yeah, you list like marriage and having a child and all of these things.
Yeah, your career path, your educational path, the community you're involved in. Those things are tied to uncertainty, and that's what keeps us motivated and keeps us engaged. Paradoxically, when we're in a challenging place and we're feeling stuck, it's the thing we try and lock down and shut down because we want to feel that sense of control. You think about like an amusement park ride, like a roller coaster, and it has this sense. You go on the roller coaster and you come back and you have this feeling of elation and
I don't
adrenaline rush. Well, some people do, or fear, but that dissipates really quickly because you're a passive participant as opposed to an actively engaged. An uncertain outcome is about actively engaging in the process versus just letting it happen around you.
Okay, that's great, and it's really important to do that, even though you are scared. Just walk through your fear.
Yes.
Okay, then there's total commitment.
So total commitment, I turn total commitment on its head a little bit. Oftentimes, the gut reaction around total commitment is this: oh, I'm going to pull myself up by my bootstraps, kind of suck it up, and make this thing happen, regardless. And I look at total commitment more as kind of a dance. It's this graceful approach to the experience. It's a graceful approach to your high endeavor, so that when things pop up that are challenging, that you work with them, that you shift direction, you ask for support and help, and you change as you go, as opposed to just saying, I'm going to go from point A to point B, and it's going to be in a straight line, be damned.
Yeah, that doesn't usually happen.
What's that?
That doesn't usually happen.
No, it doesn't, but it causes a lot of pain and anxiety along the way if you try and make it happen that way.
Right,
so,
exactly.
What's ironic is that when we reach those challenging situations, that we tend to try and just drive forward and drive harder, work faster, whereas if we just took a moment to reflect, take a step back, that we may see, there's another solution that's much easier that I could apply, but that I didn't see because I was so immersed in the challenging situation.
Okay, so then we go to total tolerance for adversity, which most people don't even want to think about.
So tolerance for adversity is that friend of yours or that colleague that has this sense of humor and grace even when things are really challenging. Mm-hmm. And they're the person that's so resilient and able to just keep moving and not be shut down by difficulty. And thankfully, tolerance for adversity I see as being contagious, and it's a learned skill that we can continue to sharpen over time. So it's being able to have grace and humor in the face of a difficult situation.
I'm guessing you're really good at that.
I struggle with it, and thankfully I choose to surround myself with people that are very good at it.
Okay.
Help me remember to not take myself so seriously all the time.
All right, and then the final key is great companionship. I love this.
Yes. So great companionship I think of as like the indelible marker of adventure. It's the indelible marker of our lives. It's the thing that at the end of the day that we remember and we recall the people that we surrounded ourselves with and through those experiences. And I think of great companionship kind of in a really broad sense. It's not necessarily the person that you're directly engaged with in that experience, but it's all the people that support you along the way. And it's a giving and receiving. It's not just receiving support from other people, but it's also how you choose to be generous and giving in those relationships as well.
Yeah, we're not meant to go through this life alone, as just a solitary figure trying to take on the world. It really helps when you have companionship and a support system and people around you who, really are just your cheerleaders, right?
That's right.
There's
exactly
that
right.
music again. Stay with us. You're listening to the Cindy Laverty Show. I'll be right back after the break.
Hi, I'm Dr. Carol Scott. Join us for Stress Relief Radio, Sundays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern.